Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Lucore Automotive. Today you join me in Central City, Kentucky. I am at the Days Inn here, where I spent the evening with my 1970 Pontiac LeMans after wrapping up day 2 of the No Name Nationals. Unfortunately for me, my day did not wrap up exactly how I would like it to have, in the fact that I am hemorrhaging fuel out of the front of my car. So, I barely made it here last night. I ended up making it about just almost exactly at 100 miles on 18 gallons of fuel. But I made it here, and I was able to get a good night's sleep. However, this morning I have spent all morning calling everybody I can possibly find, and I got an AutoZone to actually transfer me in a fuel pump for this thing, because I have a feeling I have a fuel pump that went bad. I haven't looked under this thing. I haven't looked under the hood. I just saw I was hemorrhaging fuel, and I know I had a fuel pump go bad before. And I don't have any tools or parts on me, so I don't really care what the failure is. I can't fix it in a hotel parking lot. So here's the plan. I'm not going to look under the hood. I'm not going to even worry about it right now. I'm going to try to get this car across the street to that Casey's gas station to get enough fuel to get me 2 miles down the road to the AutoZone, where I will have a fuel pump in about 2 hours, which means I probably get to have a nice lunch, and then I get to fix my car before I can try to drive home. And I'm still about 5.5 hours from home. Again, no tools, no spare parts, no none of that stuff. So, not exactly how I saw this trip ending, but that's hot riding, right? So if you're interested, stay tuned. Let's get over to the gas station. Step 1. Okay, step 1. Do I have enough fuel to get this thing to start and get across the road? That needle is not going to move much. There is not much fuel left in this car. That's it. That's all there is. Hopefully that's enough. Come on, baby. We can do this. Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, shit. Plan A. Plan A seems to be failing very quickly. And it already smells like fuel. Man! Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't mention this, but it's Sunday, and no rental car places are open on Sunday down here. So I don't even really have the option of just leaving this somewhere, renting a car, getting back home, and bringing it back, or then coming back and getting it. I don't even really have that as an option. I have to fix this car to get home. I wonder if they have Uber here. I really don't want to do that. I really want to drive this thing to the auto parts store. All right. So, it does not look like we're leaking up here. So we're not leaking from the hard line that goes in front of the carb. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but right there is my fuel pump. Hopefully I can get the camera there. Yeah, so it's pretty reasonably simple to replace. It's just a couple of lines and 2 bolts that hold it in there. but I gotta get this thing somewhere. So I guess I'm gonna, I don't know, back with you in a minute. You know, I could just go there instead of there. Oh, decisions. For a gallon can. All right, got my slightly overfilled fuel can. I'm already $20 deep in this adventure, and I haven't made it across the street yet. Just so we're all on the same page here, this is not prepared. This is not pausing for dramatic effect. There's no camera crew. There's no safety net. There's no none of that. This is just me being broken down. Whenever I'm on these little adventures, I'm pretty much by myself, and I'm shooting this with my phone and another camera. So, just so we all understand each other, this is not to make good YouTube content. Hopefully, a gallon of gas will prime this pump up, get me enough fuel to get across the street, so I can pour more fuel in it to get me down the road. Please. Can I vent for just one more second? How stupid is... Can we go back to the old school stupid freaking filler necks? Thus far, I have gotten no fuel in the car, but I do pour it on the ground. Why do we need to over-engineer a friggin' funnel? Ugh. All right, let's try this again. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come back to life for me, please. Hey, the needle moved a little bit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Make some fuel pressure. Pull that fuel forward. Nope. Great. Okay. So, what's plan C? They don't have Uber here, so I guess get a taxi? Well, it's not leaking, but that may be just because the fuel pump's not pulling fuel forward. Trying to find an Uber driver here. All right, well, we have made it to AutoZone. One of the lovely ladies at the hotel was willing to run me down here. It's about 1.5 miles from the hotel, which a mile and a half doesn't sound like a ways, but it's a ways. I'm here about an hour before my fuel pump is going to supposedly get here. I got to figure out what all I'm going to need to be able to get there and get that thing fixed. Then I got to get back to the hotel and get it replaced. So the other nice thing is there is a Mexican right over yonder where I probably can get myself some lunch and maybe a beverage. All right, well, Mexican food to hit the spot. My fuel pump is in. However, I need to get all the tools I need to be able to replace this. So, jack, tools, pump, adjustable wrench, a backpack to carry it all in. and a 1.5 mile hike back to the hotel. And then we're going to put this fuel pump on. The car's going to fire back up, and I can continue my drive home. At least that's the plan. Or I'm going to buy a car off Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going to drive that thing home. We'll see. Stay tuned. Well, these people are just amazing down here. Tracy from Days Inn came and got me, so I didn't have to walk. Isn't that amazing? I love Southern people and hospitality. It is a thing for you folks that don't know. It is truly a thing. So, got my backpack full. Got my jack, my tools, my pump. Need to probably roll this thing back just a couple inches so I can get a jack underneath there. Get this thing up in the air and we'll get this pump replaced. Got this real nice hockey bag from Hibbett's Sporting Goods right down there. It is certified to be able to carry one Pontiac fuel pump, one adjustable wrench, one rolling jack, and one 52-piece tool set, which should give me the sockets I need and a screwdriver. Easy peasy. Step one before you start any repair, verify your part is the correct part before you take off the other part. God, that's obnoxious. Okay, so we've got line out to our carburetor. That's in the right orientation. We've got our big line coming from the rear, which is our feed. We've got our small one headed back, which is our return line. Looks like we are correct. All right, let's get our lines off, get our bolts out, get this sucker replaced. The downside of this is I am absolutely going to get covered in fuel by doing this, but that's just how it is. Fortunately, there's not much fuel left in this thing, but I will get gravity bled. As soon as I pop off this line, it will definitely leak fuel back onto me, which is gonna suck, but it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna put the camera down so I can get some work done here, but essentially, this is your line that goes to the carb, feed line, return line, bolt here, bolts on the other side. Those come out, bing, bang, boom, back together again. It's not that simple, but you get the point. Alright, pump is out. And I've still got my two feed and return lines that are still attached to this. Because as soon as I disconnect this one, it's going to gravity feed all over me, which is going to suck. But essentially, I just need to disconnect these and then immediately reattach them to the other pump so that I'm not wearing the 1 gallon of fuel that I just put in the tank of this thing. And then we got this thing. Put it back together again. Hard to do this with one hand. Old pump out, new pump, gasket. Let's see if I got my motor in the right orientation, that this arm just swings right in there. If I'm lucky, it is. Of course not. Why would I be lucky? So I need to rotate this thing over just a little bit in order to be able to get this arm to slide in there correctly. It's just slightly off. So bump the starter, rotate the motor over a little bit, get it to the right part of the lobe so I can get this thing in here easy, and then I'll get my bolts lined up and get it back installed. This is the part where it'd be nice to have an extra person. Let's just bump the starter real quick. It's all right. One more setup. Sit rep. Still at the hotel. Car's still jacked up. You can see the fuel pump hanging out there underneath it. This thing refuses to go back together. It's a lot easier to do this on a lift. This is literally like a 20-minute process. I'm an hour and a half into it at this point. Absolutely covered in schmutz. A little bit frustrated. Muscles are very tired from working prostitute on the ground. I've got the entire parking lot in my hair, plus oil, plus grease, plus gasoline. Lord only knows what else. This is a pretty simple process, but just because it's easy on a rack does not mean it's going to be easy in a parking lot. All I got to do is get these 2 bolts in, keep the damn gasket from moving out of its way. I've tried everything I can, tacky-wise, to keep the freaking gasket out from moving, and I cannot get... I need more hands than I've got space for, with the pulleys and everything else that are in the way. This is really driving me nuts. This is the part of automotive stuff that they don't show on YouTube channels, is how frustrating this really can be. This is a very simple repair, and it should be bang done. I should be halfway home by now. But I'm not ready to give up yet. I'm almost ready to give up, but not quite yet. It's in. Oh, Lord, it's in. It's in. It's all the way in. All right. There we go. Fuel pump's in. Bolts are snug down. Now I gotta just do is reattach my line to the carb, then reattach my feed and return lines. And then we turn the key and see what happens. And hopefully it goes rumble, rumble. And I can go home. Or I'm walking back in and I'm getting a hotel room for the rest of the night. And then I'm figuring out a solution tomorrow because it's already like 5 o'clock. I love cars. I do. I love cars. Love them. They're so much fun. I'm having a great time. I'm going to be having a great time when this thing rumbles back to life. That's right. Keep working, Austin. Well, time for the moment of truth. Feed line's hooked up, return line's hooked up, feed to the carb is hooked up. Just need to reattach that up on top because I had to take this line loose in order to get it lined up on here. So I reattach it up top. We should pump some fuel. Fingers crossed. Fuel line reattached to the carb. Moment of truth. Come on, baby. We're not losing fuel up here. We're not losing fuel down there. What's going on here? What's going on here? Let's drop it off the jack. That's not good. Success! Triumph! Ha-ha! She's alive! Ooh, man. Looks like we got a little bit of a leak right at the front. So we'll tighten up that line that goes from the pump to the carb, and then we're in business. Then I run across the street, get some fuel, and get the heck on the road. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, what time is it? Pardon me. Yeah, it's that time. I've only got a few more hours of daylight left. Let's get this little sucker finished off and get over there, get out of here. Things to do. Got work tomorrow. Oh man. All right. Thank you, huge thank you, huge thank you to the people here at the Days Inn in Center City, Kentucky. Wonderful people, very nice, very kind, very understanding. Let me work on this car in their parking lot for hours, looking like a hill jack, covered in head to toe in oil and grease. Man. All right, she's alive. Let's get to the gas station and get the heck out of Dodge. I got 500 miles to drive. But she's alive. Step one, go get some fuel. Man, that's a good sense of accomplishment. Should get slightly better than 6 miles to the gallon from here on in, hopefully. Oh, man. Even the little wins are still wins. Count them all, man. Count them all. See if I can maybe go take a bath in there. Sink real quick. Keep in mind, I poured 1.1 gallons in this thing to get it over here. She was empty. Not a drop under. Got some drinks for the road because I am parched. Let's get some miles done, boys. Let's get some miles done. Baby, back on the road. Oh. all got out of that okay. Sit rep, cruising right along. Fuel gauge does seem to still be working. We're also getting appropriate fuel economy again. I have been driving for about an hour and we're still up yonder, so we're doing well. Things are good. Keep on trucking. Outskirts of Louisville, jumping on 264 East to go around the east side of Louisville, making my way. I'm about 3 hours from home. ETA shows me 11:30 or so. I've still got a little bit more than I have to take of fuel, so we'll push it, another good bit before we stop for fuel. But I'm only one more fuel stop from home. So far, so good. Pontiac's behaving perfectly. Exhaust note sounds great. She's not upset with me in any way. Accelerates fine. Obviously, I'm not going to push it real hard. But we're soldiering on into the darkness, folks. much just farmland and darkness, other than Kings Island. That's about it. So there won't be much to show you, but I'm gonna jump off here in just a second. We'll get some fuel, figure out what my fuel economy was in this blast, and then we'll finish that last leg and get home. I'm tired! Honey, I'm coming home! Not sure if you can see that. Definitely still got a little bit of oil burn going on here. So we'll have to still figure that out. Tell you, old cars, aren't they fun? It's always something to work on. Never boring. My oil pressure's fine. Levels are fine. Not real worried about it. I know it does breathe out a little bit of oil out the breathers. We got to figure that out. Crankrace pressure problem. It does have a brand new PCV valve in it. But I don't know, maybe the breathers are clogged up. I don't know. It pushes it out the valve cover gaskets. I'll figure that out. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Won't leave me stranded anywhere at least. Yeah, so let's figure out how far do we go. 13 gallons used. 234 miles. Let's do some quick calculation here. No way. You do the math. No way. $234 miles from here to Central City. Huh. Cool. Just so we're clear that I'm not cheating on the amount of fuel I put back in the car. All right, let's get home. Well, folks, I am 7 miles from home, so we're gonna call it quits. I'd say the old Pontiac's gonna make it just fine. Certainly was a trying day and had its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's still a win. We still wrapped it up, got home in one piece. No Name Nationals, great experience, had a wonderful time. Great meeting new people, seeing old people that I met last year. It's a great event. If you're an automotive YouTuber, if you're looking to get into the automotive YouTube world, it's something to put on your calendar for next year. It's a good time. I would love to have obviously been able to run a little bit better, but at least now we know why the Pontiac was misbehaving. So, better luck next time, I guess. I'll definitely be back again. Yeah, what a day. What a day. All things considered, wonderful experience. Put it in the memory book for sure. So, I gotta be at work in the morning. It's 11:30. So I'm gonna get home and take a shower that is gonna last as long as I have hot water. Because I am disgusting. And I'll be back at it again tomorrow. So, thank you very much for everybody who watched this series. I really appreciate you being here. We are a small town shop in Central Ohio. We do a whole lot of classic cars and muscle cars and fun stuff. It's not all road trips and wild stuff, but if you're a fan, subscribe, drop us a comment, click on the like button, all that stuff.